getting back to the haters, this chick, let's run off.
Getting back to libertarian drama.
She posts Clint's like real name, his addresses of all the property, his business that's like has nothing to do with the internet, his family's names, like their information, all of their numbers, like all that stuff. And she's just continuously posting all this stuff. And her boyfriend, Pete, who I mentioned earlier, who's like a big podcaster in the sphere, instead of coming out and saying and like initially condemning all this, he's like, you can't tell me how to control my woman. You started a war with her. You get war. And he's like freaking like belligerent and cussing and all that stuff.
So
like,
sad.
Talking about how everyone's going to drink his piss and all this crazy stuff.
What?
This is a big pot. Like he's up there with Scott Horton, Dave Smith, and like he's talking about how like you can't control his woman, blah blah, like how she has every right to do what she does, and then all of her stuff gets taken down by Twitter because it's violation against the anti-dox stuff.
I don't know who this person is, but they seem messy.
Can we just bring their profile up so I have some context?
Yeah, she deleted her Twitter because I basically destroyed her.
I don't even have like a mental image of the story. Like I'm trying to.
Pete Quinones and his girlfriend Stacey.
I'm gonna Google who Pete
Here's
Quinoa.
what Liberty called him. That's what Sarah called him. Oh my gosh.
Whenever you feel like your life is a disaster in a certain sphere, like people, like you look at,
I'm
like,
there.
The way Tiger King was made, like Tiger King, they've got all this crazy drama going on, and no one else cares or gives a shit.
That's true.
Or like knows about it,
It's
and
just
they
in a
all think
niche.
it's the biggest deal to the point where they're trying to murder each other.
It's a good thing to
This
remember.
is like, the libertarian thing.
It's
No
Tiger
idea who
King
any of
drama.
these people are. They're ruining this person's life and that person's life, but everyone outside of it is like, okay.
What?
It's so funny.
Nice
It's
video
so
game you're
Same
playing.
thing with dumb stand-up comedy drama. It's like literally at the end of the day, 4 to 7 people care, and that's it.
But
4 to
basically,
7.
he didn't care like about any of this doxing stuff. And then Dave Smith came out and condemned it, and Scott Horton got word of it. And so Pete basically, within a day, is like, I condemn my girlfriend's actions, but I can't tell her what to do.
Men are drama too. Scott Horton. Who's this?
Scott Horton.
He's got 40.5k followers, and this MFer is
Share your screen.
keeping it safe for the kids.
See, I don't know who that is.
No, I have like 700 tabs open.
Okay.
I'll put it in the. Okay, so Scott Horton is like
Tab.
70 or something. Why is he involved in any drama?
So he has a
70.
show.
It's like
He has a show with Pete,
50s,
and like
60s.
now Scott
Okay.
knows about this. And so Pete's all freaking out, like worried for his career. So he like publicly says, I can't control my girlfriend, blah, 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 blah.
And this is
And
Scott
then-
Horton's girlfriend? No.
No.
Wait,
This is
no,
that
I
bitch.
need to
Shit.
understand the story. I'm gonna draw a map. Okay, Scott Horton and Pete. Who the fuck? What's his name? I'm gonna look him up.
Great,
So
this
you
is
got
Scott Horton.
Scott
Guess
Horton.
what? We're buds.
All right.
He follows me.
Oh my god, he's like
Who's-
80.
Okay, great.
He's not
Scott
young.
Horton.
He's not
who's,
youthful.
Who's his show?
Oh.
Pete.
That's not
He's a
Jack
nice
Dorsey.
guy.
What's Pete's
Pete.
last name?
He goes by, he has a show called Man Behind the Wall on, I don't know his name on Twitter anymore, but he used to have like over 100,000 followers on Twitter, and then he got banned and made a new one.
Okay, so he's banned. What's
He's
his
gonna
last
be so
name?
happy
I
you're
need a
talking
visual-
about him.
I need a visual aid for
And
this.
Pete Davidson. What's this dude's name?
Wait,
He's like this.
What's his last name? Ashton, I'm gonna come over there and slap you through the screen. What's his last name?
Quinones. It's like
Quinoa.
you.
Quinoa. Q-U.
It's like a grain.
I-N.
I
Pete.
can't stop laughing.
Hopefully Google
Ones.
Quinones.
Quinones, yeah. that's it.
Quinones.
Pete Quinones. Okay, so he's an old dude that's
Sounds like a
bald
chip.
with a beard. All right, Pete Quinones. Okay, so we got Steve and Pete, and then it's Pete's girlfriend that is mad.
Stacy. So Stacy's like
So
a nobody.
Stacy. So she's Stacy. She's got
Stacy's no
3,000
one. She
followers.
has no following. She is a nobody.
True. See,
she had, like-
Leanne's following. So we got
She had
Scott.
3,000 followers, and she deleted her Twitter, and this is basically why. So Pete was like, I can't condemn my girlfriend, blah, 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 all this bullshit. And so then he finds out, oh shit, my career's in trouble. I'm losing subscribers. Everyone's condemning me. Dave Smith is condemning all this. So then he breaks up with his girlfriend.
Dave?
You don't know who Dave Smith is?
I need to know the
Dave
context.
Smith is probably going to run for president in 2024.
Dave Smith? You don't know who Dave Smith is?
No, I don't
Lauren.
either. Who's that?
Dave Smith,
Dave Smith is like
okay, he's the comic.
Yes, he's the comic. He's also
a libertarian.
You know what this reminds me of?
This is like an intersection of drama between libertarians and comedians.
Yes.
This
It always
reminds
is.
me
Lauren's
of those
more
math
entertaining
problems
than
you would get.
It is.
This
It
reminds
is.
me of math problems at school you would get where they're like, Jen is the tallest on the team. He is 1.5 times as tall as the shortest girl, whom is 4 1/4 feet tall. How tall is Jeb? Like, that's what this sounds like.
That
to
is,
me.
that is how this feels.
Okay, how does Dave fit in? So Dave is disavowing
Dave
the
is taller
drama.
than Stacy.
Ashton, you should have drawn a picture of this.
Yeah,
Okay,
we need
well,
like
this
a
is all I've got on my homework sheet.
That's a fucking notepad.
I'm trying to put it together.
So Dave basically works with Pete. He has Pete come on his show
Shit,
sometimes.
Okay, I gotta add him.
Okay, so then who's Scott? Scott is friends
Right.
with Pete
Okay, no,
and Dave.
Scott is on the show with Pete.
Detective mode. You're connecting the dots.
Stacey
Wait,
is
wait,
the
solo-
girlfriend of Pete.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Dave
Okay.
is connected. He works with Pete, but he just
So Scott's connected to
drama
nobody.
going
Just
on.
Pete?
Now,
I don't know.
Cool.
Someone in chat said there will be a
Read
quiz.
anymore.
Stacey only has 3,000 followers.
Oh my
This
God,
is
laughing
really
so-
important.
Okay, well, to take her name off, she don't count then. 3,000, that's not enough to care.
Lauren, what the fuck? You're so funny.
I'm trying to put this shit together. Okay, so David.
Oh my gosh.
Are there any other characters in this manga?
Yes, Clint. Clint is the one who got doxxed.
Don't be a
Who
Clint
is-
tease.
Who is Clint friends with? How do I connect him?
Ashton. That's Ashton's boo.
But how does Clint fit into Scott and Pete and
Clint-
Stacey and Dave?
Stacy doxed Clint.
So Stacey,
Clint's not his real
why?
Clint is his real name, but she doxed his last name.
Why?
Which led to,
For what? For what? For what?
because he didn't have her on his podcast.
But I thought Stacey wanted to be on Pete's podcast, and that's why she dated him, not Clint's podcast.
She wants to be on everyone's podcast.
I think
She wants to be on
women
everyone's
need
podcast.
Women
She
need to
wants
not be allowed on the internet anymore.
She wants clout. So she's on
Okay,
everyone's
yeah.
podcast.
So why? So she didn't dox Pete. So she wanted
Hold
to be
on, solo layup.
Clint's
Solo
podcast,
layup.
not
Yes.
Pete's podcast. Okay, so what does Scott and Pete have to do with this fucking story
Okay.
then?
So Scott, because he works with Pete, it looks really bad that like he basically condoned his girlfriend originally. Like he let the doxing happen. And then like he waits over a day. Like she didn't delete her tweets doxing Clint. Okay. And Pete basically tells people like F you to everyone. My girlfriend has the right to dox people, all this BS. I'm gonna piss on you. And then a day later, he's like, oh, I actually condemn everything she did, but she's my girlfriend and I can't tell her what to do because she's her own person. And
Oh,
so-
Pete is simping for Stacey, even though
Yes!
Stacey did something wrong.
Yes.
And then Disavow Dave comes in and disavows it all. She just wanted to be on Clint podcast, even though she only has 3,000 followers. Pete is simping. Scott's doing nothing over here. I don't even know why he's relevant to the story. And this is
when
libertarian theory.
Because here's the thing. So here's the thing. Pete did not give a fuck. Okay, sorry.
This is why third parties are problematic.
So here's the thing. Pete didn't care about the doxing. Like he didn't have any remorse until he found out that Scott found out, and that hurts their business relationship. So basically, Pete then, after finding out Scott found out, came forward and was like, I'm so sorry, blah, 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 blah. And then he dumped his girlfriend, right?
Wait, Pete and Stacey broke up?
Yes.
I can't erase this pen. They're connected. Okay, we got
So
all right.
Pete,
So they
here's the
broke
thing.
up, guys.
So he's
Oh,
trying to
broke up.
play it off as if he wasn't part of doxing.
Done.
So, but here's the problem. We have proof that, well, here's the thing. I have proof. And Pete has explained himself, quote unquote, but I still have a theory that Pete was part of the doxing because the way Stacey got information from Clint about Clint was that she found like his old business account on Twitter, and her and Pete both followed it, and it linked them to Clint's real name, which allowed them to get his phone number, his addresses, his family.
are Scott and Pete's podcast competing with Clint's podcast, or are they friend podcasts?
They're friend podcasts.
Oh
But
shit!
the thing
Okay.
is, Pete. Here's the thing. Pete recently, and I noticed this, got super hostile towards Clint the moment Clint's viewership got more than Pete's. I do want that out.
So we are
There's a
trying
fake
to figure out if the friend podcasts are no longer friend podcasts, and Pete was actually complicit in the doxing, which doesn't make sense because Pete broke up with Stacy.
Yeah, I'll
for
get to that.
doxing Clint.
I'll get to that.
This is like a murder mystery.
Yeah, it is.
I already figured that out. I figured that out. So here's the thing. As I was looking into this, if Pete actually broke up with Stacy because he thought it was morally wrong for her to dox Clint, he would have done it the moment she did it, because she kept her tweets up until Twitter took them down like 24 hours later. It took 24 hours later for all the stuff to go down. And Pete, instead of condemning her at first, was just like, my girlfriend has the right to dox people, basically, in a huge Twitter threat where he was drunk and talking about pissing on people. And the second one, he's like, I love my girlfriend, but I don't condone these actions. And then he didn't break up with her until Scott Horton found out about all this stuff. So I almost wonder if Pete broke up with Stacy to cover his tracks and be like, look, I didn't actually help her. Like, I don't condone this.
He broke up with her because of the anger online. So he broke up with her over clout, or maybe they just had like a random couple fight, and then he pretended that it was over the whole podcast thing.
For sure.
Or there's the side plot. Thank you. There's the side plot that they could actually be frenemy podcasts, pretending to be friends, and he got this host Stacy to pretend dox them to destroy the other libertarian podcasts and win the realm of libertaria.
That's what it is. This is a libertarian podcast turf war that we're witnessing.
Well, I mean, Clint can be happy because she only had 3,000 followers, so no one else retweeted it, right?
No,
so then only 3,000 people have seen the information.
Well, no, more than 3,000. So she basically did it out of malice, and then everybody found out about it. And everybody who found out, luckily enough, it was more like people were basically like trashing her for doxing, because in the libertarian realm, I still love how I say it, like realm, like I'm in fucking Lord of the Rings or something.
And this is why no one's a libertarian anymore.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, literally go
get ballot access. That's why.
Clint got doxed on Christmas morning, so.
Oh,
that was
do we need to bring the graph out again?
yeah, right.
Yeah. We have to get the map out.
Do I need to add things to my notes?
Add Christmas on Christmas morning.
Right. Plus Christmas.
Done. That's the rest of it. That's all you guys need to know.
Oh, Lucy, a lady, just discovered the SimpCast. Can't wait to give this a try, and I'm sure it'll be great. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thanks, Lady Lucy. We need more ladies in the chat. From Push-Ups. Birdie is the ideal woman. Beautiful and silent. Oh, this is back when you were silent.
My Wi-Fi wasn't working.
Silent.
They liked you best when you didn't have a good internet connection.
Yeah.
Solo layout.
Oh. I've added the Christmas docs. We've got extra space for more. For when this story continues to expand.
I love
I'm invested.
You're like a court illustrator.